Hey, what's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylant. I just got back from the Dallas Fair. It was pretty cool. I had a lot of food. I had a giant turkey leg. That was a thing, and neat and stuff. But now I want to kind of rambly rant, do a little pre-impression of a game called Spellbreak. And this game was actually on my mind pretty much all day. You know, I'm trying to enjoy life. You know, you try to go outside and you try to be like a normal person. But all you think about is like video games and stuff. You ever get that? Anyway, so Spellbreak was actually on my brain, so I decided to enroll it into the list of games that I do pre-impressions for, which is generally games that I'm really hyped about, really excited about, and games that I just want to uniquely show off. Even if I don't have like footage for these games, even if all I can do is read off the website, I am just still so genuinely excited that I think it says something if I have nothing to say, but I still want to say something about the game. You know what I'm saying, guys? So me, as somebody who's so critical about games, despite all the hyped up top 5 lists you guys see, whatever, as somebody who's so critical about games, I just want to just gush about Spellbreak. So now, why am I excited? Immediately, my reviews, you guys should remember, I kind of do them. I kind of a little bit do them by comparing and contrasting. And frankly, there's actually not too much to compare and contrast here. There is one other game, a Battle Royale, that also had RPG mechanics, which was by High Res, and it was actually hugely popular and actually really good at one time. Yeah, you know the game. So, but that game is now just gone, basically. Essentially gone, right? Like, does anybody talk about it? Does anybody care about Realm Royale? I don't know what happened, really. It just kind of became unfun, essentially. And then High Res did that whole weird thing where they split off into different games. But anyways, so that's pretty much Spellbreak's only competitor. There are some other spell casting single player games, you know, in terms of RPGs. And I actually put Spellbreak in a list with a bunch of other PvP RPGs, whatever that even means. But in terms of like what you're seeing on the screen, nothing comes close. I think the closest game might have been like, I don't know, Gigantic, in terms of art style and this like really bombastic, literally like explosive explosions and magic spells. And even then, Spellbreak is just absolutely freaking bonkers with its like nuclear level magery, which is pretty much the most exciting thing. So actually, yeah, I'm gonna read off the website because I just realized that I actually used some words that I just used. Spellbreak is now in pre-alpha, by the way, and you can't buy into it, but it says right here on the website, we're building a new Battle Royale RPG, which, debatable, but whatever, featuring epic magic combat. Keyword epic, because it looks like it. Weave spectacular spell combinations and craft strategic builds in your quest for survival. So when you're actually running into this game, you're going to be kind of crafting, well, I mean, it just said builds, but you're going to be taking apart different spells that you want to actually utilize in order to give yourself a kit. A kit is something that you can imagine like in League of Legends or a MOBA and very few MMO. Generally, an MMO, you have like a million billion spells. In this game, you're not going to have that much. You are going to be limited like you would in any other Battle Royale, and of course, namely in Realm Royale, that's how this works. You would pick and choose which abilities, which weapons, you know, what armor pieces, stuff like that you wanted. But this game, being called Spellbreak, is totally focused on the spells, and even in individual spells, holy moly, is there's seemingly a tremendous amount of depth with that. I mean, immediately I can show you the sniping spell. I'm kind of confused at it. I mean, of course, obviously I got to play it, which, by the way, I am actually in the testing of this game. You're not going to see any of my gameplay footage here because I think there's an NDA, but I promise you, oh my God, as soon as that NDA lifts. So I haven't actually played it yet so that I could do this video, pre-impressions after all, and I'm going to be doing first impressions and I'm going to be doing streams. I'm going to be playing the crap out of this game, but regardless, anyways. So, we can actually see some spells, and I think uniquely we have this icicle spell. It looks like you're kind of throwing kind of a path of ice down, but I think you're throwing an icicle, and then following that trail, there's like ice on the floor. I don't know if that's a modulation, like a modification there, and I don't know if you can actually do that with spells. But it looks like you throw an icicle, and then there's an ice path that you can actually skate around it. And one of the trailers, you actually see a character like physically following and like sliding across it. So I think what you could do is throw the spell and then kind of run and slide on it. And then while you're sliding, you can actually hold up and charge another icicle and use it as like a snipe. Because I do know there was one point where somebody was on a mountain trying to snipe with icicles, and then the player character turned around and sniped them back. So there's going to be huge, like literally epic spanning spells where you are going to be kind of replacing guns with these spells. Where even in Realm Royale, in most MMO, you don't have sniping abilities. Like, you don't have a fireball that rockets across the entire arena that can actually be utilized like that. You don't really have homing missiles or giant lobbed, like there's a spell in this game that starts off as a rock and then turns into a fucking mountain that you drop on your enemies. That is ridiculous. So we don't have that even in spellcasting MMO and stuff. So this game being called Spellbreak is literally, hey, we heard you like spells, so let's let's just go balls to the wall, man. It's gonna be crazy. So that's what it looks like. Now immediately, like, we could look at the graphics and everything, and that could be detrimental, actually. Like, if we see these giant spells and effects, and look, in any game, it actually gets haywire. You know, that's my kind of counter before I even get into the argument here, is that any game, like especially Battle Royales, but like any games with spells, it can get ridiculous. Gigantic, this was a big complaint, especially with this art style though, which is gorgeous, and it looks like it's running great, and it's probably gonna play great and be very clear and concise sometimes, but when you have these giant, like literally giant spells, I don't know how you can make it less insane. Because that's kind of the gimmick, right? So that's the complaint, is that, well, with all these nuclear explosions going off, you know, ice flying everywhere, poison clouds, how are we going to see what the hell is going on? And I want to just immediately say pre-impressions is, you're probably not wrong, is how are you going to see? But there's tons of games where that kind of becomes part of the gameplay. Like, literally, a lot of games have literal smoke screens. So I think to an extent, especially because it is a battle royale, it's kind of okay. Like, that's kind of an excuse. Like, you can get away with that. You know, like in Fortnite, how the fuck do you see what's going on whenever having a build battle? It kind of gets a little bit insane, right? So sometimes insanity is like, I don't know, it kind of works with the gameplay. This isn't like a esport. Well, I mean, it could be an esport, but it's not like a MOBA to an extent where you have a very set camera angle and very set, you know, abilities that do very set things with very set graphics, and you even have like additional UI elements with those graphics. We're not gonna have any of that. There's supposed to be an element of chaos. The game is Spellbreak. It's literally supposed to have insane spells, and I think that's gonna be a big complaint, but I'm hoping that because of the clean art style, because it is cartoon, that in the end, it's gonna be chaotic, but I think it's probably gonna be, you know, for a battle royale, probably okay. I think I'm gonna be okay with it. Then again, I have to actually play it. So anyways, just wanted to throw that out there. Now what I am worried about is, of course, like everyone using the same spells. I'm worried that we're not gonna see too unique of spells, because I'm already seeing a lot of spells that are very different from a lot of other games. You already heard this complaint when I was talking about Ashes of Creation, that it's like, okay, that's your usual blink, that's your usual fireball. This game, it is totally different. But I'm worried that those are the only different spells that we've seen so far. Probably not. I mean, that's the dream, right? So that's the only worry that I might have with the game, is if we do just have the usual, you know, Realm Royale, MMO type of abilities. Okay, fireball, a blink, you know, none of those. I mean, well, maybe some of those. But already we do see, instead of a blink at the moment, we do have a lot of leaps. We already have a lot of innate mobility. We have freaking sliding on icicles. If we can go with more of that comic book superhero bullshittery, then that's going to be amazing, and Spellbreak is going to be ridiculous. So it's in pre-alpha right now, and I think it's a good stepping point. You know, the first steps here, that we have such interesting spells. Also poison. I do want to see a lot of cool poison and, let's say, like black magic type of stuff, like a lot of witchcraft. I want to see a lot of witchy kind of spells, not so much brute force, which kind of is what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of brute force, especially, I think, with magic, which we did see in Realm Royale. It made squads a lot of fun. And if we can craft, you know, being an RPG, we can craft our own maybe classes, essentially, and roles. If Spellbreak can work with duos and squads, oh my god, this game could be great. So hopefully we get a lot of supporty abilities, or maybe every ability has a secondary effect, like the icicle, if that is what I'm saying. You know, the icicle can actually make a path so that everyone can run faster, but it's also a sniping ability. You know, things like that. If we can get a lot of utility spells and witchy spells and debuffy spells, and a lot of stuff that you normally only see in like classical MMOs or, you know, MMORPG proper, if we can get those kind of things in this action setting as well, I swear, dude, I would main the crap out of this game. If it is just bombastic action like we get in a lot of run and gunning battle royale games, then I guess that's cool too, because it's obviously fucking, you know, insane. But if we can go the extra step and really put in the RPG mechanics and really put in those more nuanced spells that we normally don't get. If we can get that plus the action, oh my god, guys. I would be spitting at the screen whenever I'd be streaming this game. It'd just be so fun. So yeah, that's my hopes and dreams. I hope there is a lot of different interesting builds, a lot of interesting thought in meta, a deep meta that could come out from this, and that would give us a lot of replayability, which is, Battle Royales are known for their replayability, but I think as we're getting used to the genre, Fortnite had to go above and beyond in order to really keep churning out and keep people intrigued. So hopefully this game can also do that too, or else it's going to be like every other Battle Royale game, or basically like every Battle Royale game aside from Fortnite, and it's going to end up failing. No matter how cool it looks or how good it actually plays, we saw with Realm Royale, man, you gotta go above and beyond right now, and when you're competing like this. Now, so far, it's a unique game. There's been other unique games, but it's a unique game. It looks gorgeous. Please don't pull a gigantic. Keep it coming. Keep that hype alive. And I think it's going to be a great time. Anyways, guys, what do you guys feel about Spellbreak? Let me know, and hopefully, you all are going to have fun. Thanks for watching. My name is Skylint, and I'll see you in the next one.